Hello, everyone.
Good
Welcome.
morning. Also, guten Morgen. So it's a German, my grandparents.
This is going to be a great session for you guys today. I'm just speaking like crazy for two reasons. One is we're going to give you some really good advice, I believe, on the seller side, especially if you're looking to grow with Facebook and Instagram. This is just great advice. But let's just kick it off with the one thing. We've talked about the one thing before, but it's so worth repeating, right?
Yeah.
If you haven't read the book, and we don't have it laying around right now nearby, but if you haven't read the book, it's by Gary Keller. It's such a great read. It's not even just for real estate, but obviously being a real estate agent, I think it perfectly parlays considering he's in the business.
Yeah.
And the premise really is that if you could just do one thing that could essentially make other things easier or unnecessary. Like just think about that moment for a second. You got a million tasks you can do in a day, or think about maybe in a week.
Yeah.
What one thing, if you did, is actually going to move your life forward and may even eliminate some of the other tasks versus trying to take them all on at the same time. And that's essentially what a lot of people do with sellers. And we're going to break down what we believe is the one thing that you guys need to work on to really see results. So, Marcus, do you have anything to add on the one thing before we jump into the strategy?
No, it makes complete sense because you got to figure out, I mean, especially when you're advertising and marketing and generating leads and growing a business, like there is a lot of hats to wear.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you can't afford to focus on that one thing, but at some point you're going to have to make the decision, do I work on the conversion end, which really is about process and really building relationships, or am I going to really focus on the advertising and marketing end and try to figure that all out, which in itself is an animal. It's never changing
Mm-hmm.
algorithm, as we know. And you know, we've spent 5 years and we still are learning every day. So
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine trying to figure that out for yourself as a realtor, tapping into how do I get the most cost-effective way of generating leads, especially leveraging social media. So I really think it comes down to surrounding yourself with experts and focusing on what you do best. And sometimes it's just having to ask yourself, what is that I do best? Why did I get into the business, and what do I truly want to focus on and work on?
I like that. So let's just talk about, since we've worked with thousands of real estate agents, we've seen some that do incredibly well and others that really struggle. We see a lot of themes, and Marcus has also interviewed a lot of our best clients and continues to do so. So we extract, and this is this is what we see. When especially if you're fairly new in the business, and even if you've been in the business, like we work with a lot of agents who've been in the business 5, 10, 15, 20 years, but they've never really mastered the skills required to convert lead generation, to convert leads into clients. And so I just want to break down a few different steps. Let's just start with the relationship component alone with the leads. If a lead comes in, there are very specific techniques and skills required to start a sort of cold conversation and warm it up and then take it all the way to becoming a client.
Yeah.
There are very unique skills there and processes that need to be developed, and it's all trainable and all learnable, but it's a pretty big front in the sense that if you've got some experience with that, maybe you come from a business or an industry before getting to real estate where you did that, you already have a lot of those skills in play. And that's why a lot of those guys and girls start rocking right away, because they just have they've learned those skills. But if you don't know those skills, even though you've sold a lot of real estate and you've worked with a lot of clients, if you get a phone call and somebody wants to do business with you, that's different than learning how to generate a lead and then taking that lead, warming them up, learning how to build trust and value, and then connecting. For all of you that are listening, you obviously recognize that there's a pretty big gap there. But now think about what a lot of real estate agents do. Unfortunately, what they do is there's that huge front. They then also have to figure out how to become a digital marketer. I need to figure out how to not only, I need to learn how to create an offer. I need to learn how to create a funnel to collect, like when people come through my offer, I need to learn how to turn them into a lead. I need to learn how to display and run that on Facebook and Instagram, because I know that there are the biggest platforms really where upcoming home sellers are, and I can build a relationship with them. I need to understand why Facebook is changing. I need to understand why my ads are working, why they're not working. I need to think about the areas that I need to pick. And we notice almost like an interesting distinction between our clients. Some realtors love to do the Facebook ads and actually don't want to do the relationship component. And good on them for that, although they struggle because they almost are more interested in being behind the computer screen and trying to figure out and spend hours and hours and hours watching videos and learning and trying to run their own ad and then, really struggling with it. And then other agents want to work with their clients, but they realize that they need to run the ads. So now they're hating their life behind the computer screen, trying to figure out. And it's a huge, huge front. Like, so if you want to see results, it's really a collection of all these different things that have to be corrected in a certain order for you to generate and actually turn somebody and all the money you spend into a real client that you can do business with. And I think just as you open, Marcus, you said, you know, as a real estate agent, you wear a lot of different hats. And so you're taking on 2 more hats right now for a lot of people that want to grow their business. And I'm not surprised that they burn out and get frustrated, because it's a huge, huge amount of work when you're trying to take that on. So we do have some solutions, and we do have some ideas on how you can do a lot better with that.
Yeah.
In fact, we actually have built a course, which if you click below this video or you comment below this video, we'll send you early access to. And it's really around the conversion site, because we live in a day and time now where there's websites like Fiverr. I mean, you got virtual assistants. Even if you're a one-man or one-woman show, if you begin to learn your processes, you can hire outside help where you just pay them incrementally.
Yeah.
And there are experts available, not just us, but other companies that provide really good value on the digital marketing side, really on helping you meet and have generate an opportunity for an upcoming seller. And then, but there's a certain skill element which we really preach you need to work on first, which is, this is where nobody can get in. No company can really come in and take this part, which is, this is the you component, the X factor. And our best agents always knew that their X factor, like, how do I build trust with leads, and how do I turn those leads into clients and ultimately into repeating referrals? I can do that so well. I want to master that. I want to become amazing at that. I want to build my brand around that. They do the best. They do the best because that X factor, that special part about who they are, when they leverage that, they outpace all of the other agents that are wasting their time trying to figure out how to run Facebook ads, or, you know, just trying to keep up with what's going on, or whatever it may be. But the agent that dials into their process and into what makes them so special, especially if they're expanding their skills and go to the next level, like with video, which is a skill in itself. There's a lot to learn there. And there's a lot of, again, it's all learnable. It's all a new, sometimes you're stepping outside of your comfort zone, but man, like the agents that spend their time there, they crush, like they really do well, because they, you know, like back to the one thing, if they know how to convert and turn a lead into a client, and they spend all their energy on that, what one thing that they focus on, everything else becomes easier, unnecessary.
It's process. It's process. It's 90% process. Like, and the key is, I like to think the best performing agents of the dozens of interviews I've done at this point have really dialed in that process. And not only have they dialed it in, it's a non-negotiable. They spend all their time on that process. Every day they work on that process. Every day they're learning that process, and they're becoming so good at it, they teach that process. So when you learn well, you teach well, and then really it's almost feeding itself. So it's that practice, discipline. And once you do it, it almost becomes effortless, and you just start reaping the benefits. So I do believe that the process involves a psychology component. It really involves kind of figuring out what that big why is. That's what propels you every morning to wake up, to create that non-negotiable in your life, to set aside the time to work on the business. And the hard part is usually the beginning, just like anything new. It's in the beginning, like just the metaphor. If you're in the gym and you haven't been for a long time, like you're sore, like it sucks. You don't want to go back.
And that's also why I think really good gyms or any good program has a little bit of an outline, and also like you ease into something.
Oh, when you got a program
and a program you can follow.
You follow it, right? Yeah. Like you don't have to figure it out. And I think that's the key. We're coming in, we've provided a solution. We've studied the best. We're providing a process.
And we're actually giving that away for free. So if you want access to what we have seen as the best strategies to convert leads and build relationship, and just give yourself that head start. It's a free course. You might as well take action on it. Comment in this video and we'll give it to you. We'll give you access to it. It really is good.
It's good stuff. It should be. We should be selling it for like lots.
Yeah, no, it is a great course. Like,
but we love you guys, and we just really truly believe if you start here and then focus on the process, once you get into lead generation, there's no reason why you set your goals high, and then we'll 10x it with you.
Yeah, it is the fastest way to grow your business. Yeah. But you need to know which of all those parts are you going to focus on and spend your time on, and then double down on that, triple down on that, and that X factor is what makes you special and what makes you unique. you as a real estate agent running your own Facebook ads does not make you special and does not make you unique. And all it is like a catch-up game. And that's where we see a lot of agents fail. And then the other component where we see them fail is obviously trying to figure it all out on your own.
Yeah.
So even when it comes to the process, figuring it all on your own is hard. And you know what? Some can do it. And we are so thankful for those that do, because they're amazing people and they give back and they help teach. And like any good process, if you want to learn how to be better in anything, somebody's gone before you and they've laid down the roadmap. And we have a roadmap that we've laid down for you as well. So if you want to do really well, especially on that first part, I really encourage you to take action on that free course.
Well said. Take the free course. I mean, it's great. Like, get into it right now. We already have a lot of demand. So make sure to put your information below.
Or yeah, just ask and just comment. And here's two truths I want to leave you with on Facebook. Two fundamental truths. One is that we have seen over and over again that areas matter, and that you sometimes have to change your area on Facebook. Yeah. So the last thing you want to be doing is keeping an eye on that, and then also setting up brand new ads with brand new campaigns to generate new leads, when you could just ask a company to do it and coordinate with them. And one of the things that we really specialize in early, because we learned this, was that we can run new campaigns for you in any area or any zip code very quickly so you can get the results. And all of our best agents will run multiple campaigns, most of them, and they're trying different areas. So that's fundamentally a truth that we realize on Facebook. So don't waste your time learning all that and trying to set up new campaigns. Work with a company that does not hold you to a specific zip code or area. I forgot the other truth though. But one of the other, here's another one for sure. Definitely run your own brand.
Yeah.
Make sure that you're running your own brand, because if you're not running your own brand, then you're missing out on all of that. You know, even if your ad's seen by 5,000 people and you only bring in 10 leads, if you're leveraging your own brand, 5,000 people saw your brand. You need to make sure you're leveraging it.
A couple of things. Benchmarking your market is huge, and that's why it's always an opportunity to run ads and test them to see, like, is it going to be locally specific? Should we open it up to a county? We've done this, so we have experts that are going to work with you and figure that out, tap into the Facebook algorithm, and give you the most cost-effective approach to lead generation. So that being said, just be willing to work with an ad expert, because if you try to figure this out for yourself, good luck. You're going to spend a lot of time and money.
You can do it.
It's just hard.
I just don't know why you would.
Yeah, I mean, the congruency between the ad itself and the lead capture process, like if you don't have the right images and the right call to action, and then you're trying to figure out how to create a dynamic capture experience and how to make sure that's conducive to the mobile phone. And there's so many things that people don't often think about that stalls them in that process, like the underlying stuff. We've learned over time. Like,
even the way I think our most expensive package, if you're working with us, is basically over the entire year, you're going to be spending like $2,000, right? I guess if you're doing a monthly at $2,400 the entire year. So think about that. And to do all that, how much time would it take for you to learn Facebook, learn Instagram, run your ads, set up your digital marketing, buy all of the services required to actually put these campaigns together, learn everything on your own in terms of how to convert the lead, don't have a community around you building into you, and then still keeping up with all of the changes? Like, it just makes no sense. When you could you do one extra deal? Could you do 2 extra deals? Could you do 3 or 4 or 5 extra deals as a result of working with a company that actually knows what they're doing and handle all of that for you? And you dial in your process, which is lead, and you begin to develop your skills, even to the point where you're running and creating and sending videos to your clients. Like, you work on those skills
every day. It's $5.33.
Yeah, and I mean, this video is obviously a little bit more preaching and pushing our service, but it's just, to me, it's just such a no-brainer, because, you know, you just, like, to do all of that on your own, you really need a lot of time. And if you have that much time, you're not generating any revenue in any other part of your business. And I just think it's a huge front, and I just don't want to see you fail. Like, I'd love to see you succeed, and to succeed, and come to the place where you know what you're amazing at or what you want to get good at. And it doesn't have to be us, but find somebody that can, find people that can support you where you want to grow. Because the fastest way to grow your business is through lead generation, turn them into clients, turn them into repeat referrals, and double down.
Just thinking it from a financial perspective, when you're actually considering investing, right? And you're looking at, like, what's going to be my most favorable return investment beyond real estate, stocks, dividends. I mean, you name bonds. Well, actually, you are your biggest return investment. And if you look at lead generation, most often I can show models that will give you 10, 20 times return investment in less than a year. Like, that is enormous. If you would give somebody that offer, and I just find that,
Yeah,
like,
people could even get 2 times their money in a year. I mean, that's an enormous return.
Yeah,
So know that you
enormous.
could get 20, 25 times based on the hours you're putting in. I mean, it's incredible.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen it, and there's countless examples.
Not
of
only
this.
that, we've seen it. We've seen it consistently year after year after year when it's done right.
And it's fun. It's really fun because it's just, at the end of the day, this is an opportunity to meet people outside your sphere of influence, to build your brand, to communicate value, to show people what you know, who you are, what you can offer. And I think that more importantly, it's doing what you love and love what you do. And if you do those well, you're going to do very well with StreetText.
So subscribe if you'd like to stay in touch with us in our upcoming videos. We're going to be covering, actually, on the next about 65 days. We're really going to dial into the seller process and start to break down some of these components. So don't miss that. Grab that free course. Just comment below in this YouTube video, and we'll make sure we get you that free course. And otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow, same time.